Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Neighborhood with your hosts, Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho. Together, they are finding out what makes the heart of the Heartland beat. They sit down with people in your community that lead organizations, businesses, and government. You'll learn who they are and what they're involved in and why. They are the people in your neighborhood. It's In the Neighborhood with Stacy Borho and Tim Johnson.
Good Wednesday morning, everybody. My name's Tim Johnson, and Stacy Borho is here with me, like almost always.
Like clockwork.
Yeah, we're here every Wednesday morning telling you what you can do and volunteer in our city. What's the slogan?
Connecting you with your volunteering vision.
Okay, that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you to look at the different things that are involved in our city and truly get involved with whatever it is that fits you and what you do. Today we're with Peoria Citizens Committee for Economic Opportunity, and we have Jeanette and Wayne with us. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes,
So-
glad to be here.
I called it PECO before.
Not correct, is
Not
it?
correct, right?
No. It's the Peoria Citizens Committee for Economic Opportunity. We call it PCCEO for short. It's a community action agency. Deals with a lot of programming services to alleviate poverty in our community.
How do you do that?
Well, we have numerous programs ranging from energy assistance, prescription services, emergency services, weatherization, our Head Start program and Early Head Start. And me and Jeanette, we are part of the Peoria Area Food Bank. And our primary focus is feeding the hungry.
Peoria Area Food Bank. So is that located in one specific location?
Yes, we share a parking lot with PCCEO.
Okay.
Food Bank building is on one side, PCCEO building is on the other. And PCCEO started the food bank in 1984, started the food bank program then. And we serve 3 counties,
Okay.
Peoria, Tazewell, and Mason County. We distribute food to member food pantries in those counties.
Okay.
And we have about 80 members.
Wow.
Yeah. And we're housed on the south side of Peoria. Address is 721 McBeam, between MacArthur Highway and Richard Pryor Boulevard.
Okay. Okay. So what is it? How can we help, and how can we get people to volunteer and help you guys out?
Well, we like to talk about first any event we had yesterday at the Madison Park Plaza in front of the old Kroger's. We did what is called a mobile food pantry.
Okay.
Now, typically, as I said, we just distribute to food pantries, and they do the distributing
Okay.
directly to people in need. Well, this mobile pantry was, the food bank actually, with the help of volunteers, distributing the food directly to folks in need.
Okay.
And we brought one of our truckloads loaded with food up to the Madison Park Plaza in front of the Kroger's and put out tables to display the food, and the folks just came through kind of like a grocery store and picked out what they wanted. And we served 133 households Monday with that, all within about an hour and a half.
Oh my goodness.
And we distributed about 5,600 pounds of food.
Wow.
So, and it's still, I've been doing this with the food bank for 12 years, and it still kind of blows me away when I put all the figures together, and I'm at a pantry like that. And, I monitor the food pantries, and I'll visit them, and it's typical for them to get just this huge rush the first hour and a half of their distribution, which is usually about 2 hours in a day. And, just tons of food going out, and it's really eye-opening when you see that.
Yeah. Last year, we delivered or moved 2.5 million pounds of food. And we have two warehouse locations. So when we talk about volunteer opportunities, we whether it's packaging, repackaging food, whether it's helping us maintain the flow of traffic on some of the busy days when pantries come, because it's important to stress that we are a food bank. Now, food bank is a place that actually gets food from different warehouses, from different organizations who donates food to us. We, in turn, then give it out to pantries.
Okay.
So we do not actually give out food to individuals. We refer them to the nearest pantry to their home when they need food. So very few people come to our organization for food donations. However, we do need volunteers. You know, like I said, there's always something to clean up. There's always something to move, something to move from one spot to another spot, just to make space. So we're constantly in need of volunteers. Also, some of our pantries also need to contact us for help to say, can you get a couple of people, because we want to move some stuff around. Because it's all about moving food, logistics, so there's always a project that we're always working on. So definitely a need for volunteers.
And we were kind of talking earlier because you said individuals and even groups could come and help.
Oh yeah. Well, Jeanette might be able to speak quite a few, because the group that came was from a specific employer, and he had his employees come to help us with the mobile pantry. And we said in the past, I know we had banks to set up a day for giving back and coming down for the pantry to help us load up, because when pantries come on a specific day, specific time, we have to actually load their trucks, load their vans up, and we definitely need help doing those. And sometimes a business or organization will give their employees time off to come, and help serve the hungry. We talked about the mobile pantry, and we talked about the food deserts, but and that's definitely a critical subject right now. But sometimes we don't want to move from the fact of hunger. Somebody going hungry today, no matter where it's at, it's so important. It's so important. Sometimes I take for granted that I could go reach into the cupboard and open up something. Open the fridge and open up something. But there's so many folks, and especially children in our community, that whether a parent lost their job, whether the money just ran out before the end of the month, whether it's mismanagement of funding. There's a lot of folks in our community who are not quite budget conscious, or even shopping conscious, and sometimes whether they suffer, but really the kids. That's why we have one of our programs, a backpack program, where we make sure that kids on the weekend, because sometimes the only meal they will get is what they eat in school. So on the weekends when there's no school, we like to send them home with some food that they can at least have something to eat over the weekends. And we also need volunteers to help package those things. So I just like to stress that, yes, the food deserts are critical areas. But just the need for food banks, the need for pantries, is definitely something that is definitely a something that needs to be stressed. It's definitely stressed.
Define for us real quick, food desert.
Well, a food desert is when now I have a definition. Give me a minute. Is basically, Jeanette, did you have? Oh,
As I take a drink.
Water.
Yes. Well, basically, the term food desert means that the residents in that area aren't close to a grocery store. The nearest grocery store may be 20 miles from them.
Okay.
And low-income people may not have a car. There may not be a bus stop near them. That sort of thing. So that's considered a food desert.
Good question.
But there is, when an individual is not quite sure where their next meal is coming from, and when there is not a grocery store or a large grocery store or a small grocery store that has produce within at least 1 mile is really considered, because there is a definition of what a food desert is.
Okay.
So that's what it was. So when there's a family or an area where folks are not quite sure, where their next meal is coming from. Okay, and they can have good food for 20 days out of the month, but those next 10 days, and then there's not a grocery store within a mile. That's considered a food desert.
Okay. I did not know that. That's really good to know.
So what are some of the different sources that you get food from?
We get donations from local stores like Walmart, Target, Kroger. Well, we used to get Kroger until they closed, those two stores, and Sam's Club, and Aldi's. I thought I was forgetting somebody. And we also get individuals will donate food to us as well, and we are in the Feeding America network.
Oh.
We are partnered with Eastern Illinois Food Bank in Urbana. They're called our partner distribution organization.
Okay.
And so as their PDO, that kind of makes us a junior member of Feeding America, and they are the full member of Feeding America. And we get food from them as well.
Okay. So if someone wanted to donate food, I mean, are you looking for the masses? So we're at the grocery store and we buy some extra items. What's something that you guys are in need of, or kind of like do you have like a list of something that someone could hear and maybe go pick up for you and bring to you guys?
Yeah. Some of our core food items that we look for, a lot of it, of course, is the non-perishable stuff, because that's just easier for folks to bring in. It'd be canned vegetables, canned fruit, tuna, canned meats, peanut butter, spaghetti and spaghetti sauce, and those are really basic things.
Sure.
If we get them, those box dinners go very fast, like hamburger helper and that. Those go very fast.
Okay. So, and that, just like that.
Yeah. So are there stores that you're interested, if they're interested in donating food, or any other type of business that might have food products, you would take those in?
Absolutely, and they can just give the food bank a call at 309-671-3906, and they can ask for me or Wayne, or our receptionist Sean could probably help them too.
Wonderful.
So if they're interested in volunteering?
Again, they can ask for me or Wayne.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And is there a website too that you have?
Yes.
Yes, our website is peoriafoodbank.org.
That's easy. I like easy.
Nice and
Yeah.
simple. Nice and simple.
You talked about other opportunities, things that you guys do besides the food bank. What other things are those?
Well, at PCCEO, like I said, that's a community action organization. We have, right now, one of our programs that's kind of getting ready to gear up again is energy assistance. We're going to start taking names in October. That's when that helps people with, connecting to food. When folks have to pay so much for utilities, then so much for housing, there's a little bit left over for food. Something has to give. When we talk about a living wage, we have so many folks in our communities who live so much short, or who are not making that. So therefore, Community Action Agency tries to cover some of those extra expenses. We have our weatherization program, where we go in and if a home needs to replace a furnace, needs to do some insulation, so we can help reduce the utility costs. we have our prescription programs, where to help alleviate some of the medical concerns, because prescription drugs are so high, especially for those that are not quite tied into Medicaid, Medicare. We would try to offer assistance in those areas as well. There is we talk about Head Start. I was somewhere, and it was talking about how so many young folks are not prepared for kindergarten. We have an early Head Start in the Head Start program that we're doing enrollment in right now that has excellent, tools, resources to prepare our young folks, ages from birth all the way up to 6th grade.
Wow.
Not 6th grade, 6 years old.
Okay.
So to get ready for Head Start and early Head Start, and those are critical aspects. We offer a lot of programs, a lot of services for individuals that need immediate help. Mm-hmm. But see, for long-term care, they say that folks who attended Head Start and early Head Start do so much better in school, go on to college, I can't throw off any data, any stats right now, but the Head Start, early Head Start, it helps our community, so many people will not need, whether it's pantry services, energy assistance, some of those other services. But I will also say this, many of our pantry folks are not there because of, they're just trifling. Many of our pantry individuals are living paycheck to paycheck. And if you just miss one paycheck, the cupboards are bare. If you lose your job, the cupboards are bare. And those are individuals, the families that we really try to stand in the gap for. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So how'd you get started in this?
Oh, well, I've been involved in community-based organizations for many years, and I started off working in employment, helping people find jobs. Then I'd help people in education, help folks with GEDs and literacy, adult literacy, which is critical, another critical area. That's why when I mentioned that there are individuals among us who have limited academic literacy skills, who struggle with basic reading, writing, arithmetic, but who still are human beings. And it's important that they have a great quality of life. So I helped them we helped, with the education aspects of it. I did a little bit with housing, with housing. So I kind of, Jesus said, help those, who are without. So I kind of been spread around a little bit. So my passion has always been to help individuals, to help folks. And this feeding individuals, feeding people is important. It's important. And I'm so glad to be where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. How about you, Jeanette?
Well, I started with PCCO 22 years ago as a secretary in the administration office. So that's kind of how I got into it and started. After 10 years in the administration office, I moved over to the food bank, and so that's how I got involved. Yeah.
Any stories that you guys want to share of how you've impacted people? Something that sticks out in your mind?
Well, just briefly, because I was working at another organization who was a recipient of the Peoria Area Food Bank. The food bank was one of our clients. And Pantry Days there was every Friday. And it would be so rewarding to see, let me say, mixed feeling. It would be rewarding to see there was an individual who had some serious health issues, and basically he had a smell about him, okay, and it was strong, and we had to kind of clear out the pantry in order for this gentleman to come in, but we served him, and not just that pantry served him, the food that we received from the Peoria Area Food Bank was able to meet that family's needs. It's to talk about the individual stories, Whether it's around the holiday time, when we give out turkeys, whether it's the specific. I was thinking about when I was coming over here, not so much the food desert situation, but the time when somebody has lost their job, and they said, hey, I don't have anything to eat, can you guys feed me? And the Peoria Area Food Bank was able to step up through the help of volunteers, through the help of donations, through the help of corporate sponsors. That's why I like to talk about we, because I've been around, as I said before, been around a block a couple of times. And I do realize that this is not just, the Peoria Area Food Bank. Everybody's not in a little small silo. The fact that we're here today with you guys, reaching out, we're touching, somebody's going to hear this and donate, come and spend their time, and they're going to help feed someone. And someone's not going to go hungry tonight or that night because what we do here today. Sometimes, we look at the big picture. But see, sometimes we just got to stay tonight. Some little kid is going to go in the cupboard and get something to eat and be okay. Because hunger is a terrible thing. Man, oh man, oh man. So I don't have a specific story, but I'll just, chit-chat.
That's a good viewpoint.
Yeah.
And what's your website again?
PeoriaFoodBank.org.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Our time is pretty much up, but is there anything else that you wanted to hit on before we go?
I just want to say that we will be doing the mobile pantry again at the Madison Park Plaza in front of Kroger's on September 10th from 10 to 12.
Okay.
We will need volunteers for that, and it can be you can put together a group or come individually and just give us a call.
Okay.
All right. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
What's your vision for your volunteering? Whatever it is, I hope that you catch something along the way, and just have a great day, everybody.
PeoriaLife.com